Plays Vegas Aces versus Phoenix Mercury. The Las Vegas Aces, 1914, 16-17 ATS, head to PHX Arena in Phoenix, Arizona on Friday night to square off against the Phoenix Mercury, 19-12, 16-15 ATS, in the Western Conference Showdown. Las Vegas takes on Phoenix for the third time this season. The two teams met twice in June, with each team claiming a road victory. The Mercury narrowly defeated the Aces 76-70 in the first matchup, while Las Vegas responded with an 84-81 victory in the second game, highlighting how evenly matched these teams have been. Both games were closely contested and showcased the importance of execution down the stretch, particularly on defense and in clutch scoring situations. The Las Vegas Aces enter this contest riding the momentum of Wednesday's 83-77 home victory over the reigning WNBA champions, the New York Liberty. That win marked their fifth consecutive triumph, with 4 of those wins coming against top-tier competition, signaling that Las Vegas is peaking at the right time as they push deeper into the playoff race. In that Liberty game, the Aces were 2.5-point favorites and did not disappoint, holding New York to just 38.5% shooting from the field while connecting on 43.8% of their own attempts. The team's dominance on the boards was also key, as they out-rebounded New York 39-30, including 14 offensive rebounds that fueled second chance points and kept the pressure on their opponents. Individually, Jewel Lloyd led the way with 21 points, displaying her ability to score efficiently from multiple spots on the floor, while Aja Wilson recorded a 17-point, 16-rebound double-double. Wilson continues to be a force for the Aces, averaging 22.0 points and 9.8 rebounds this season, and her presence on both ends of the court has been critical to Las Vegas's success. Overall, the Aces now rank 7th in the WNBA in points scored per game, with 82.1, and 9th in points allowed at 82.7, reflecting a team that can combine solid offensive efficiency with a capable, though occasionally inconsistent, defensive effort. With both teams having already split their head-to-head matchups this season, this game could very well come down to execution in key moments, the ability to protect the ball, and which team can get their stars to perform at the highest level under pressure. The Phoenix Mercury put an end to their 3-game winning streak last Sunday, dropping a 74-66 decision at home to the Atlanta Dream. Prior to that setback, Phoenix had looked solid, earning convincing victories over the Chicago Sky, 83-67, the Connecticut Sun, 82-66, and the Indiana Fever, 95-60. These wins highlighted the Mercury's ability to execute on both ends of the floor, blending defensive intensity with timely scoring from multiple contributors. Against Atlanta, however, the Mercury struggled to maintain that balance, shooting just 34.8% from the field. They managed to erase a 17-point first-half deficit, showcasing resilience and composure, but ultimately could not hold on in crunch time, with key defensive lapses and missed shots down the stretch proving costly. Alyssa Thomas led the way with 21 points, 8 rebounds, and 5 assists, showing her versatility as both a scorer and facilitator. DeWanna Bonner added 16 points and 4 boards off the bench, providing valuable secondary scoring, but the team's overall offensive execution fell short when it mattered most. Thomas has been having a standout season, posting career-high averages of 16.1 points and 9.0 assists per game, while continuing to anchor the Mercury on both ends of the floor. Satu Sabali contributes 17.0 points and 6.6 rebounds per contest, providing athleticism, versatility, and scoring from the wing, while Kalia Copper adds 15.4 points nightly, consistently offering a reliable scoring punch and veteran leadership. Together, these three form the core of Phoenix's offensive attack. The Mercury average 83.1 points per game, ranking 6th in the WNBA, while surrendering 79.5 points on defense, which ranks 4th, demonstrating a team capable of competing at both ends of the court, but still vulnerable to fast-paced, aggressive offenses that can exploit transition opportunities or perimeter weaknesses. Phoenix has relied heavily on its defense throughout the season, using pressure and quick rotations to limit opponent scoring and create transition opportunities. The Mercury's last game against Atlanta ended with a combined score of just 140 points, and none of their previous 4 contests exceeded 155 points, emphasizing their defensive-first identity. Despite this, Phoenix operates at the second fastest pace in the league, with 78.7 possessions per 40 minutes, showing that they can push the ball when needed. When paired against a team capable of matching their speed, such as Las Vegas, this game could shift toward a higher scoring affair, with both sides generating fast break opportunities. The Mercury have demonstrated the ability to control tempo, forcing opponents into contested shots, capitalizing on turnovers, and converting defense into offense efficiently. However, they must remain disciplined and avoid getting caught in fast break battles against elite transition offenses like the Aces, as giving up easy points could quickly negate their defensive advantage. Success will depend on balancing aggressive perimeter defense with controlled pace, minimizing mistakes, and ensuring key players execute efficiently in both half-court and transition situations. Las Vegas, for its part, is 7th in the league in pace at 77.8 possessions per 40 minutes, allowing them to control the tempo and create more scoring opportunities. The Aces excel at attacking the basket, frequently drawing fouls and generating points from the free throw line, which puts additional pressure on opponents' defenses. Their ability to push the ball in transition and exploit gaps in interior defense makes them a dangerous matchup for Phoenix, whose rim protection has been a notable weakness throughout the season. Las Vegas has scored at least 83 points in 4 of its last 5 games overall, demonstrating a consistent offensive output that will challenge Phoenix's defensive schemes. Combined with their versatility in spreading the floor and creating open looks for shooters, the Aces' offense is well equipped to test Phoenix in both half-court sets and fast break situations, making this matchup particularly intriguing. The last meeting between these two teams took place at PHX Arena, where the Aces narrowly outlasted the Mercury in a tightly contested battle. A'ja Wilson was dominant in that contest, recording 26 points, 18 rebounds, and 7 assists, controlling the paint and influencing the game at both ends with her scoring, rebounding, and defensive presence. Wilson is likely to have another major impact in this upcoming matchup, particularly given Phoenix's ongoing challenges defending strong post players and handling high-volume scores in crucial moments. Her ability to draw double teams and create opportunities for teammates could be a deciding factor, forcing Phoenix to adjust their defensive schemes. Expect the Aces to remain competitive in the final minutes and potentially edge Phoenix in key possessions if Wilson continues her dominance, as her presence on both offense and defense makes her one of the most influential players in the league and a constant threat whenever she is on the court. On paper, Phoenix remains a superior defensive team compared to Las Vegas, leading the WNBA in defensive turnover percentage at 16.9%, an indicator of their ability to pressure ball handlers, force mistakes, and create fast break opportunities that can swing momentum. However, their interior defense remains a noticeable vulnerability, which Las Vegas is well positioned to exploit by attacking the rim aggressively, drawing fouls, and generating points in the paint. Since suffering an embarrassing 111-58 home loss to Minnesota on August 2nd, the Aces' offense has rebounded impressively, demonstrating the ability to score efficiently even against disciplined defensive teams with balanced contributions across their starters and bench. For Phoenix, the key to victory will be maintaining defensive discipline, limiting fouls, executing efficiently in half-court sets and containing Wilson and the Aces' transition game, which thrives on turnovers and quick scoring opportunities. They will also need consistent offensive output from Thomas, Sabali, and Copper, who must convert their chances from both mid-range and beyond the arc, while ensuring ball movement and spacing prevent Las Vegas from collapsing defensively. Ultimately, the game could hinge on which team imposes its style of play early and sustains it through the fourth quarter. Overall, this matchup is expected to be fast-paced, competitive, and potentially high-scoring, with Phoenix relying on defensive pressure, aggressive rotations, and transition opportunities to counter Las Vegas's offensive strengths. Both teams have shown the ability to score in bursts, but the contest could ultimately hinge on key second-half adjustments, execution under pressure, and the ability to sustain intensity and focus across all four quarters. Bench contributions, rebounding battles, and perimeter shooting accuracy will likely play a decisive role, as each possession could shift momentum in this tightly contested matchup. With both teams capable of explosive runs and quick scoring swings, this promises to be one of the most intriguing and strategically complex games on the schedule, where small advantages in execution or defensive stops may determine the final outcome. After analyzing both teams, my pick for this match is Las Vegas Aces plus 4.5. Drop your thoughts and predictions in the comments box. Los Angeles Sparks versus Dallas Wings. The Los Angeles Sparks 15-17 and the Dallas Wings 9-24 will tip off on Friday night. This is their second of 4 matchups between these teams this season, with the Sparks winning the first game by 14 on the road. The Los Angeles Sparks find themselves in a precarious position in the WNBA standings, currently sitting 9th in the league, just outside of playoff contention. They are only a half game behind the Seattle Storm for the final postseason spot, meaning every game down the stretch carries significant weight in the battle for a playoff berth. Despite being in a tight spot, the Sparks still have time to climb the standings, as there are enough games remaining to make up ground with a few key wins. Their recent form has been mixed. Los Angeles lost 2 of their last 3 games, falling to the Golden State Valkyries and the New York Liberty, while securing a victory over the Storm, which could prove pivotal in potential tiebreaker scenarios. The loss to New York came at home, an 8-point defeat in a high-scoring affair, highlighting both the Sparks' offensive firepower and their defensive vulnerabilities. In that game, the Sparks were able to put up points in abundance, but struggled to contain the Liberty on the other end, exposing their defensive shortcomings, particularly in transition and on the perimeter. Individually, Kelsey Plum continues to anchor the Sparks' offensive attack. In the loss to New York, she scored 26 points and made all 8 of her free throws, demonstrating her ability to carry the scoring load in high-pressure situations. Plum, in her first season with Los Angeles, is leading the team with exactly 20.0 points per game, while also contributing 6.0 assists and 3.3 rebounds per contest. Her scoring versatility, ability to create for teammates, and proficiency at drawing fouls make her the cornerstone of the Sparks' attack. Dearica Hamby has also been a major factor, contributing 21 points and 8 rebounds in the same contest. Hamby has been one of the league's most consistent performers and arguably one of the biggest snubs from this season's All-Star selections. She averages 17.7 points and 7.8 rebounds per game, providing both interior scoring and defensive presence. Azura Stevens, the 6 feet 6 inches center, rounds out the Sparks' core contributors, averaging 14.6 points per game along with a team-high 8.1 rebounds. Stevens' size and versatility allow her to dominate in the paint offensively and provide rim protection defensively, although the Sparks' overall team defense still ranks as the worst in the league, allowing 88.3 points per contest. Offensively, Los Angeles ranks 3rd in the league, averaging 86.3 points per game. They also feature a strong outside shooting component, ranking 6th in the league with 9 made three-pointers per game. The combination of high-paced offense, perimeter shooting, and dominant scoring from Plum, Hamby, and Stevens makes the Sparks a dangerous team, capable of outscoring many opponents even when their defense struggles. However, the defensive inefficiency cannot be overlooked, as teams have regularly taken advantage of Los Angeles's inability to consistently contest shots, protect the rim, and execute rotations effectively. The Dallas Wings, in contrast, are still a team in development. They are not yet ready to compete at a championship level, but possess a highly promising young talent in Paige Bueckers. The former top pick in the WNBA draft, Bueckers has lived up to expectations by making the All-Star team in her rookie season. She has quickly become the focal point of the Wings' offense, showcasing elite playmaking skills, scoring ability, and basketball IQ. Despite her individual brilliance, Dallas as a team has struggled to consistently compete against more established squads, reflected in their 9 wins on the season. For the Wings to make the playoffs, they would need an extraordinary run, including winning most of their remaining games while hoping for favorable results elsewhere. This situation positions them more toward development and gaining experience for the future, rather than making a deep postseason push this season. When analyzing a matchup between Los Angeles and Dallas, it is clear that the Sparks have the upper hand on both experience and roster stability. Los Angeles has a full complement of top contributors, Plum, Hamby, and Stevens, while Dallas, despite Bueckers' brilliance, is still reliant on a young supporting cast to close the gap in both scoring and defensive execution. The Sparks' high-paced, offensive-minded approach will likely test the Wings' young roster, forcing them to execute under pressure and exposing areas where Dallas is still learning to defend consistently. Conversely, the Wings' youth and energy could create opportunities for fast-break scoring, but their limited depth and overall inexperience make them vulnerable against a Sparks team with proven scorers and size across multiple positions. Dallas currently sits 11th in the overall WNBA standings and finds itself a full 7 games out of the final playoff spot, a gap that makes their path to the postseason extremely challenging. Despite the team's struggles, standout guard Caitlin Bueckers has been doing her part to keep Dallas competitive. The 23-year-old ball handler is averaging an impressive 18.4 points per game, alongside 5.4 assists and 4.1 rebounds, demonstrating her ability to contribute across multiple facets of the game. Bueckers' size, speed, and ball handling allow her to attack the basket effectively, creating scoring opportunities for herself and teammates. While her outside shot could still use refinement, her ability to break down defenses and generate points in the paint has proven to be an elite skill at the WNBA level. Alongside her, Arike Ogunbowale provides additional scoring from the perimeter, averaging 15.5 points per game. However, Ogunbowale has been battling a knee injury which could limit her availability, and she is currently listed as a game-time decision. Her presence or absence will have a significant impact on Dallas's ability to compete offensively in this matchup. Another contributor, Maddie Siegrist, showcased her scoring potential in the team's last contest by dropping 22 points. The 6'2" forward combines outside shooting ability with solid size and versatility, making her an important piece in the Wings' rotation, particularly when Ogunbowale is unavailable. Offensively, Dallas ranks 9th in the league, averaging 81.6 points per game. Defensively, however, the Wings struggle, ranking 12th and allowing 86.5 points per contest. Their outside shooting also leaves something to be desired. They make only 6.7 three-pointers per game, ranking 11th in the league, which limits their floor spacing and puts additional pressure on their high-scoring guards to carry the offense. The team's defensive deficiencies are particularly pronounced when facing fast-paced opponents, as they lack the athleticism and depth to consistently contain elite perimeter scorers or disrupt opposing ball movement. The matchup against Los Angeles highlights these defensive struggles. The Sparks and Wings are both among the league's worst defenses, ranked 12th and 13th, respectively, and allow points in different ways. Los Angeles thrives in transition, moving the ball quickly and creating opportunities for their primary scorers without being forced into extended half-court possessions. With players like Kelsey Plum and Tiara McCowan-Hamby orchestrating fast-paced offensive sets, the Sparks are willing to take quick shots and capitalize on defensive mismatches, often leaving the opponent scrambling. Dallas, lacking comparable athleticism, attempts to offset this disadvantage by relying on their perimeter talent and high-scoring guards, but their defensive limitations leave them vulnerable to runs and fast-break scoring opportunities. As a result, this contest is expected to be played at a high tempo, with both teams pushing the pace and attempting to leverage their offensive strengths rather than slowing the game down. The trends for these two teams are moving in opposite directions. The Sparks are firmly in playoff contention and fighting for positioning, while the Wings appear more focused on the long-term picture, likely keeping an eye toward draft positioning rather than a late-season surge. Injury availability only further favors Los Angeles in this scenario. The Sparks will enter the game with their top three healthy and ready to contribute. Plum, Hamby, and Nia Stevens all provide balanced scoring, size, and defensive presence across the floor, allowing Los Angeles to play with rhythm and stability. Dallas, on the other hand, will have Buchers available but may not get Ogunbowale, which limits their offensive versatility and scoring options. Given the context, Los Angeles appears to have a clear advantage. The Sparks are only required to cover a modest 3.5-point spread, and their motivation, roster health, and upward momentum make them the favored side. Dallas's lack of depth, ongoing injuries, and defensive limitations make it difficult for them to keep pace in a fast-paced game. Expect Los Angeles to leverage their speed, floor spacing, and balanced offensive attack to dictate the tempo, force Dallas into uncomfortable possessions, and secure a victory while covering the spread. This is a high-confidence pick for the Sparks, with trend, health, matchup, and motivation all in their favor, making them a reliable wager. After analyzing both teams, my pick for this match is Los Angeles Sparks, minus 3.5. Drop your thoughts and predictions in the comments box.